Beautiful. Thank you, Gloria. So, I was thinking about how to share a document with you all, um, the Simple Roadmap to Happiness, which is something that I wrote back in 2004. And um, this was a much different time in my life. I was 3 years divorced from an emotionally abusive relationship, and I had just begun my journey to happiness. But this tool, this philosophy, has served me well over the years, and I'm going to be talking about it, but we're also going to be having an experience via a meditation later on. Um, so I think what I'll do, let's have a vote. Should I share my screen or should I email it out to everybody? So can we have hands raised for share my screen? Hands raised for email it out. Oh gosh, somebody raised two hands. That's not fair. I think it was even. You know what, Neil, would you mind emailing it out? Would you mind doing that for me? I'll do both. How about that? We'll make it completely democratic. Neil will email it out. If you can do that now, I would appreciate it so people can have. No, he can't do it now. Okay. Share screen it is. Okay. And to delete all the clutter. So all people want to be happy and to be loved. And I'm not going to read this whole thing because I'm going to send it to everybody. But this has not changed for all these years. I just have not edited it. These are the essential, I guess, core concepts in my philosophy that have remained constant through the years. And my understanding of them has certainly changed and deepened. My experience of them has changed and deepened. But there's nothing in here that I feel like I need to edit. So what I'll do is I will talk about happiness. I want to ask everybody, what is happiness? You know, if you can define happiness, if you can put it in the chat, maybe, what your definition of happiness is. You can put in things that might make you happy. Just what are your thoughts about happiness? So we have being myself in the moment. Nice. Any other thoughts? Release of fear. Very nice. Peace. Yeah. There's something about the present moment. Same as Cindy, peace of mind. Family. Being in the present. Very good. Enjoying being around family dinners, which is fortunate since Thanksgiving is coming. Okay, great. So I personally like to look up definitions of things because just so everybody's on the same page. I like to see, you know, where and a concept of family and acceptance and gratitude. These are all states of mind, and that is what Merriam-Webster thinks too, that happiness is a state of mind. That is their first definition. The second definition they have is a pleasurable or satisfying experience. And part of my talk is disagreeing with that second definition, that I believe that the first part, that state of mind and contentment, there are things obviously that can bring us a sense of joy, that we can have an enjoyment, an enjoyable dinner, we can have a pleasurable experience, but I tend to think that those types of things are temporary, that they're fleeting, they're valuable, but they don't mesh with my personal definition of happiness. So about the title, The Simple Roadmap to Happiness. Simple as a word is and always has been tongue-in-cheek to me. It, however, has an element of truth to it. I love these little coincidences. My mom happened to call me while I was writing my talk, and I told her the title, and she said, "Just be happy." I'm like, yeah, that's true. That's one of the points that I want to make, is that it really can be simple. If you believe that happiness is a state of mind, that in any given moment it is possible to choose happiness, to choose being in the present, to choose peace, to choose to release fear. So the simple part of it is true. But it also is true that apparently a majority of people, if a majority of people found it to be simple, we would be surrounded by a lot more happy people in our daily lives. So the pursuit of happiness is instead a major driver, and something for seekers of the world to move toward, to seek. The question is always how. How do we achieve happiness when there's so much suffering, hardship, and so much apparently wrong with the world? Do we need to put on blinders and rose-colored glasses? Avoid news and unpleasant people? There's ample evidence every day, isn't there, that there's a lot of things that are wrong with the world that cause stress and fear. Do we need to avoid the news or unpleasant people? Do we need to make more money or have a baby or start a business or end world hunger? All of those things can be good things. But if you believe that happiness is a state of mind, then you must know on some level that none of those things will bring happiness. So since this is the last Sunday before Thanksgiving, I want to talk about family arguments and entrenched patterns. Y'all thought I was going to say gratitude, didn't you? Well, we are going to talk about gratitude, but, in order to figure out what makes us happy, it's necessary to get into the weeds a little bit. Who's going to stop Uncle so-and-so from talking about politics? Who's going to stop, fighting about the same things that families have fought about for, their whole lives? Everybody wants to be right, and, that isn't going to change anybody's mind. So we know on some level we have to accept that. And since no transformation ever happened as a result of a 20-minute talk, and maybe I shouldn't say never, because I did say that it was simple, but we will assume that flashes of inspiration happen, and that would be fantastic. But most transformation takes commitment to a process. And that's why this list, this simple roadmap to happiness, has been instrumental for me on my journey. And the process I define as being moving from philosopher to initiate to master for any given belief that one wants to hold. The philosopher is the belief, holding the belief, which is instrumental. It's critical first step. We all need to hold that inspiration to have something to strive toward in our lives. Then the initiate is where we put that belief into practice. One of the tools that I like for achieving that is to ask oneself, what would I do differently? What would I say differently? How would I feel differently if what I believed was true? Because sometimes our actions and our words are different from what we say we believe. And so we can investigate, we can investigate our own creation. What is it that we're creating, and how would it be different if we believed that was true? And then the final level is master, and that is when you have fully integrated that new belief into your being, and you don't have to think about it anymore. You just are it. So how do we achieve happiness in this state of mind? By cultivating it. And here's another coincidence. Marge texted me yesterday this great saying. I'm going to get into it right now. So, okay, there is a scientist in me, and I like this, neurology, the brain plasticity kind of stuff. And it says your brain will constantly rewire itself to suit the information you feed into it. If you constantly complain, gossip, find excuses, etc., it will make it much easier to find things to be upset about, regardless of what is happening around you. Likewise, if you constantly search for opportunities, abundance, love, and things to be grateful for, it will make it much easier to find a reflection of those things around you. It takes practice, but over time, this is a very powerful way to reshape your reality. And I think an important word in that is reflection, because I do believe that that the world is our mirror, and that we see who and what we are reflected back to us in any given moment. It's an important clue to ourselves. So there's another little poem that I have that speaks eloquently to that idea. And it says, your life is your garden, your thoughts are the seeds. If your life isn't awesome, you've been watering the weeds. Well, I can't say that any of us have mastered the process of not watering the weeds. We just, we go there. So what do? We catch ourselves watering the weeds so we can water our flowers instead, and work toward becoming that initiate. We're programming our brain, growing our neurons, creating energy, emotions, neurotransmitters, and hormones with every thought. I do think every thought is a prayer, because I think every thought is creating its own energy, and you can feel it if you're paying attention and being aware of what your automatic thoughts are saying to you, whether slowly and surely or in a flash of inspiration by challenging our pre-programmed beliefs. We lift our subconscious minds to a new understanding. And when you change yourself, the world will look different too. Relationships will be different. Thanksgiving dinner will be different. Because you've changed part of the equation. You've changed your own energy. So in pursuit of having an experience, I would like to share my loving kindness meditation with you. And I was going to play some music, but I think I'm just going to not play any music. And I invite you all to get centered, to take a breath, to get comfortable. And come into awareness of the silent presence of the divine. Settling into awareness of the body and the breath as it moves in and out of your lungs. Open to whatever is to be experienced in the body in this moment. In this practice, we'll be cultivating loving kindness. We all have within us this natural capacity for loving kindness, a friendship that is unconditional and open, gentle and supportive. Loving kindness is a natural opening of a compassionate heart to ourselves and to others. It's a wish that everyone be happy. I invite you to place your awareness on your heart perhaps placing a hand over your heart to help focus your attention. And as you do this, bring someone to mind for whom you feel deep love and gratitude. That someone can be living or not. It can be a pet or a small child, anyone for whom you are able to invite that positive emotion into your being, that feeling of love. Bring that person or being into your awareness and allow yourself to feel the love, gratitude, and warmth you feel for them, as if you were hugging them right now. Allow that emotion to fill your heart and chest. Allow that emotion to spread throughout your body. Feel it filling to the top of your head, spreading to the tips of your fingers, and flowing down all the way to the bottom of your feet, growing and expanding outward, in and around your body. Letting yourself bask in the energy of loving kindness, breathing it in, breathing it out, getting familiar with it, inviting feelings of peace and acceptance. If during any part of the meditation you struggle to maintain your heartfelt loving kindness, you can return here. Any emotion that arises, greet it with acceptance and tenderness. Settling into the present moment, I invite you to turn your focus of attention to your breath. Simply paying attention to the miracle of your body breathing without altering or controlling. We'll begin by developing loving kindness toward ourself, allowing our hearts to be open with tenderness and opening up to our basic goodness. If acknowledging your own goodness is difficult, you can try looking at yourself through the eyes of someone who loves you. Or you may recall the unconditional love you felt from a beloved pet. It may also help to use the imagination to picture yourself as a young child standing before you, if that allows the tender feelings to flow more easily. I invite you to imagine the place in your chest where the heart resides. Taking a moment, I invite you to send loving kindness to yourself, repeating the following words silently to yourself. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I know my divine within. May I be happy, filled with laughter and content. May I be healthy, energetic, and beaming with vitality. May I be liberated from whatever I allow to get in my way. May I be free. May I be at peace. May I be content. Now I invite you to bring to mind someone for whom you care deeply, sending them loving kindness, repeating the following words silently to yourself. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you know the divine within. May you be happy, filled with laughter and content. May you be healthy, energetic, and beaming with vitality. May you be liberated from whatever you allow to get in their way. May you be free. May you be at peace. May you be content. Now I invite you to bring into your awareness someone who you know but do not know well. Perhaps someone you met this week. Maybe someone who's not yet a friend but you would like to know better. Maybe a postal person or a grocery clerk. I invite you to send loving kindness to that person, repeating the following words silently to yourself. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you know that you are loving, kind, and all things good. May you know the divine within. May you be happy and content. May you be healthy and feel well physically. May you be at peace. May you be content. And now, taking a moment to send loving kindness to someone with whom you have difficulty. Bringing to mind that person and repeating silently to yourself these words. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you know the divine within. May you be happy and content. May you be healthy and feel well physically. May you be at peace. May you be content. And now take a moment to send loving kindness to all beings, bringing to mind the richness and variety of life on earth, and repeating silently to yourself these words. May all beings be filled with loving kindness. May they know the divine within. May all beings be happy, filled with laughter and content. May all beings be healthy, energetic, and beaming with vitality. May all beings be liberated from whatever they allow to get in their way. May we be free. May we be at peace. May we be content. And now feeling into the energy field you've created and drawing on the love, kindness, gratitude, and all things good dwelling within all of us, I invite you to just be in the silence. In these final moments, I invite you to take a moment to give gratitude to yourself for taking this time today to commune with the divine, to those around you for sharing an energetic field of love and light, to your community for the love you give and receive, to this beautiful earth and all her creatures for providing us with life, beauty, and nourishment. And on this blessed day, giving gratitude to all people, both within your community and outside of it. Thank you, God, for this time, this day, and this life. Okay. How was that for everybody? Good. Okay. Great. Yeah, I feel a sense of nice peace, contentment. I think this constant reminder is something. One reason we need post-it notes to bring ourselves back to this place as often as possible. So we water the garden and not the weeds. Cultivate that which is good and healthy and loving, beautiful in our lives. So, since this is the last Sunday before Thanksgiving, I do want to talk about gratitude for every little thing that makes this life and this moment possible. Now, Khalil Gibran, who is one of my favorite poets, some of you may recall that I quote him pretty frequently. He said, "And could you keep your heart in wonder at the daily miracles of your life, your pain would not seem less wondrous than your joy, and you would accept the seasons of your heart, even as you have always accepted the seasons that pass over your fields." And there's a lot to unpack in that quote. And he's talking about pain. And he's also talking about awe and wonder at the daily miracles in your life. I have eyes to see. I can see all of you. I've got two hands. I've got lungs that can breathe oxygen. There's people who struggle to breathe. I have this incredible computer and this technology that's like a miracle that allows me to connect with all of you. I have this huge mess around here that I'm hiding from all of you. But I'm grateful that I'm so abundant. So that's the key. That's just the simple key. That present moment, that present awareness, the thing that leads to happiness is to remember in every single little moment everything that we have, the immensity, the unbelievable immensity of what we have. Because I do know people in my own life who sadly, they could be called rich, but they're not happy. It's clear that there's nothing outside of us that can lead to a state of happiness. It really is inside. It's in interpretations and beliefs. And for inspiration, there's a few resources that I like, because if you spend time watching the news, you need to balance that with at least an equal amount of time listening to or reading something good. So there's a website called Upworthy, it's one word, and they send out emails, and I get these Upworthy emails with all kinds of good, uplifting stories in them. There's a website called humanprogress.org. There's evidence and data that the world is actually getting better. Everything is getting better. Violent crime has dropped like a stone in the last 30 years. All the things that we tend to worry about, it's actually getting better. It's just the perception that doesn't change. And as a song, you might look up Seven Wonders of the World by Devotion, which is a really lovely song about just appreciating our senses and our feelings and all the things that we can heal, the miracles, these daily miracles of our lives. So I hope that that this is giving you a little bit of food for thought and some blessings to bring on your way as you head into the holiday season and time with family. And that is all she wrote. God bless everybody. Thank you.
Melanie, did you say that David was going to do something at the end?
And now David is going to play a song for us. Sorry, David. I told him it would be at the end, but he needs to grab his guitar. So this is a song by the Makepeace Brothers, and it is aptly named Thank You. Yet more opportunity to think about all the things that we're grateful for.
Okay. Start my technology here. To the sunlight in the morning, to the clouds who pour sweet rain, to the woman who birthed me, and her laughter and her pain, to everyone who gave me love, 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 to the teachers who inspire, to the ones who make a stake, to the people with the courage to face their fears and never blink, to everyone who dares to dream, dream, dream. Come on and sing it. I wanna thank you. I wanna thank you. The child full of wonder, the poet from his grave, grandmothers and their wisdom, to the hopeful and the brave, 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 to the hands that offer healing and hidden acts of true support, to the open ears of understanding without judgment in their hearts, to those who work for peace, peace, peace. Come on and sing it. I wanna thank you. I wanna thank you. The painters of bold colors, singers of old songs, to all you dancers without tethers, to the ones who right the wrongs, wrongs, wrong, to the doctors without borders, to the nurses in the ward, to all I owe my health to you I play these chords, and to you I pledge my heart, 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 heart. Come on and sing it. I wanna thank you. I wanna thank you. I wanna thank you. I wanna thank you for all those I failed to mention, those in sickness and in strife, to the 1 billion hungry faces. To you I pledge my life. Come on and sing it. I wanna thank you. I wanna thank you and you. I wanna thank you. I wanna thank you. Thank you.